in South Korea. He had called me, he was going through some stuff. We're relatively close, but he is a guy, so he doesn't really open up about his emotions. But he was leaning on me and he said to me, I am so proud of you because I have seen everything you've gone through and how you handled it and where you are now. That's why I'm asking you for your help. And this was just all virtually. So I was just there for him for the next 2 weeks. He was calling me every day. He was really stuck. He was really in a dark place. I was watching the kids at the same time, but I would never miss his call. And if I did, I would send him a message. And after his whole experience was over, he said to me, what you just did for me made me know that I don't have a lot to offer people, but I can offer them my time. I did write a speech, but I don't think that I'm going to say it all because interest of time, cold, and pussy children. Most importantly is that this message is not just for the children and the alienated parents, it's also for the alienators. And the sad part of that is that the ones that need to hear this message, they're not actually going to be physically present. As a child, we've all experienced our parents arguing, and if we could think about how it made us feel at our core, and even as an adult, how it made you feel. And then when I think of my own children and all the other children that are going through this, that's where the parents are suffering to not be able to protect their children from that. And when you think of alienating parents, the parents that do the alienating, do they actually know that they're alienating their children? And this is where I want to leave it. Because maybe they don't know that they're projecting their fears on the children. All they have to do is stop and ask themselves the question, am I reacting to my child's behavior based on their needs or mine? Moving forward, let's keep the focus on the children, and let's hope that April 25th is the first day of the year where we start to raise awareness for parental alienation and continue every day after that.
A lot of folks are struggling out there. I think the statistic is 1 out of 3 people suffer from mental health. What is your top 3 advice to folks that are struggling out there?
My first thing would be to have a belief system in place. So you need to have a foundation, a solid foundation. For me, it's God. I believe in God. And that is my power, my strength. Some people don't believe in God. The universe, if that carries you through, use the universe. If it's your family, if it's your friends, whatever is your belief system, you have to really push into that to get through any struggles you have with mental health. So that's my key point, my number 1. And number 2 is, remember, you're not alone. No one is ever alone. If you're going through it, the chances are somebody else has gone through it too. There's billions of people in the world. So you have to reach out to people that you trust and that you know. And if you don't have people that you know and trust, there are helplines. There's lots of support out there, and you have to look for that. Don't try and take it on by yourself. Nobody's strong enough to carry the mental load on their own. Despite what society has us believe, we all need someone to help us. So don't be afraid of reaching out. That's my number 2. My number 3 would be just focus on the positive, not the moment, not the feeling. Focus on what could be because of that feeling. Find what works for you. The 3 things are foundation, have a solid foundation. The second one is to not be afraid to reach out. You're not alone. And the third one is to find what works for you and to use that to your advantage.